Part 7 in self speaking is that part where a lot of people get confused and lose marks because they don't know the right approach. I'm going to answer a part 7 question for you in three different ways. The first is going to be the most basic way, second is a little better, and the third is the best version. I'm going to do all of this so you can understand why people score low and why people score high and what you should do, okay? The question is, and this is the part 7 question again, is minimalism important? Do you agree with it or not? Okay, let me answer it the first way, where most people use 2 points. Actually, most people don't know how many points they have to use, they just start talking. But let's say you are fairly advanced and you have a plan and you have been following this channel. Let's say you have a plan, you have 2 points in mind. I'm going to answer with 2 points. And the problem here is you're only doing two because you think it's very little time and you cannot explain more. But you can probably do good quality 2 points. So let's assume that and let's get started. So I'm going to see my time here. I'm going to look up just so you guys know when I'm looking up at the time. I'm not looking at a teleprompter. All right. So let's get started. Minimalism is a very significant topic, something that needs to be discussed and addressed. In my opinion, there should be no minimalism because if we say yes to minimalism, we are saying no to a lot of jobs that could have been created in the luxury industry, in industries where high-end products are sold to customers. If we are all minimalists, none of us will be able to buy those products, getting those businesses to tank. And that is never good for the economy or for jobs for people. Secondly, minimalism is a very boring lifestyle, if I may say so. If you are a minimalist, you wouldn't have enough things to look forward to. You wouldn't have a shopping trip you're looking forward to. You wouldn't know what to do with the extra money you have earned. And this will all lead to you not being wise in your enjoyment, which is also an important area of your life. Minimalism is almost like a death to any sort of entertainment, hopes and dreams, or desires to enjoy or entertain yourself with the blessings that are in your arm's reach, but yet so far from you. Overall, I think minimalism is not the way to go. All right, that's about 1.5 minutes. So you see here, I did 2 points and I was pausing. I was trying to use that pausing time to think about my next sentence, which is something that a lot of students do not do. So do that and use examples, elaborate that. So you know, I made the best out of my 2 points as much as I could. Now let's do another version and you will see how this now gets a little more difficult, but the examiners are only going to reward you if you try something difficult. What I mean by difficult is 3 points. You want to do 20 seconds per point, and the rest of your time is going to be your intro and conclusion, adding up to 90 seconds in total. Okay? So let's get started. Now it's going to be 3 points. My time is right there. Okay. Minimalism is not something that I would prefer. There are many reasons for it. Firstly, if you say yes to minimalism, you say no to a lot of job creation, a lot of luxury products and brands, companies, employees, managers. We're saying no to all of them. And that could mean tons of unemployment in today's world. Secondly, minimalism makes people dull and boring. There is not much to look forward to in life if all you want to do is just eat, sleep, and survive with very basic needs. If you were not a minimalist, you would look for opportunities, adventures, and make your life more interesting. Thirdly, with minimalism, we also wouldn't be able to explore new things or meet new people. For example, we wouldn't travel because we're minimalists. How would we get exposure to other cultures or people if that were the case? Hence, with all this said, I don't think minimalism is the best approach. All right, what happened now is you have a lot more content. I did not feel repetitive because when I was doing my 2 points, I felt like I was repeating some of the things I said because I am talking about just 2 points for the whole 1.5 minutes. But by adding a third point, first of all, I am not being repetitive. Second of all, I can show the examiner that I can include a lot of quantity and quality at the same time. And thirdly, I'm having a range of vocab. How many new words was I able to say in the third point? A ton, right? I talked about exposure travel, I gave an example. I said the words for example. I was able to ask a question. How would you be able to explore your whatever, right? Whatever I said. So these range of sentences are different, and they give you or the examiner more versatility, which adds to your mark. Okay, that's why the more points you do, the better. That's why in writing task 2, this is off the topic, but a lot of you ask me, should we do just one side in writing task 2 or 2? I say do both, because it shows the examiner you're able to talk about the other side, shows the examiner you're able to contradict the other side. Okay, so this looks pretty good right now. Why do we need a third version? But I'll do a third version for you. It's because so far in my first 2 versions, I lacked passion and emphasis. This is where a lot of people misunderstand speaking part 7, which is why this part gets a special video on its own, because I don't see people really be passionate in this topic, but you are supposed to be. You're supposed to debate. You're supposed to show emotions, emphasis. You're supposed to use strong and aggressive words. So let me do an example. Once again, it's going to be the 3 points with a little more aggression and examples and emphasis and tone. Let's get started. Okay, all right, waiting for my time, and I should start now. Minimalism is the kiss of death to life and society as well as businesses overall. Firstly, minimalism means we stop shopping. We stop living our lives, living our dreams, or imagining or desiring for future perfection, future pleasure. Minimalism means, hey, you can't buy this, you shouldn't buy this. If you do that, you're evil, which to me does not make a lot of sense. Secondly, there are thousands, probably millions, of people relying on luxury products as their livelihood, their main source of bread and butter. If we say no to all the great industries like Gucci, like Prada, like Louis Vuitton, we are limiting not only ourselves, but also telling all these people you can be unemployed and homeless and we don't really care about you. That is what minimalism entails. Finally, if you are a minimalist, you lack exposure to the great things in life, such as travel, such as buying products that make you actually happy, which to me is again a very senseless thing to do. Therefore, I strongly go against minimalism. There we go. So in this part, you saw there was much more emphasis, much more passion. And I was like, this doesn't make sense. Or are you really going to do this? There's a little bit of patronizing tone. There was a little bit of me criticizing and really bashing the other side. My voice fluctuated more, and I did that with the 3 points, with the right time, with the right quantity, and this time I give more examples too, like Louis Vuitton and all those things. I almost said Balenciaga, but I know nowadays it's not the right thing to say. Well, there you go. So make sure you have, or you are at that stage where you are near perfection. Don't do the first version, do the third version. If you really struggle with 3 points and you're all over the place, maybe you can do 2 points, but that will not score a lot of marks. Examiners will love you if you can do 3 points and do them with passion and quality with the right time. I hope this helped. If it does, please like, share, and subscribe. Talk to you soon.